the Dallas Wings. So the Dallas Wings, as we know, had the #1 overall pick in the WNBA draft. And with that, they took Paige Beckers out of UConn, the UConn Huskies, who just won the NCAA championship. So let's get to it. So I was thinking about this for a while, and then I was like, let's be realistic. There's no way they wouldn't. So starting five, Paige Beckers, the rookie, she will get the start, in my opinion. Marike Gumbawale on a protected contract. Dejanay Carrington acquired in the trade from the aforementioned Connecticut Sun. She on a guaranteed as well. Maisha Hines-Allen signed as a free agent. She played with Washington for part of the year, got traded to the Minnesota Lynx, and now she's with the Dallas Wings. So I think she'll get that starting 4 spot. And Tierra McCowan, the longtime center for the Wings, she's at the 5. The other 2 players who are on guaranteed contracts are Maddie Siegrist and Alyssa Smith. Maddie Siegrist had a hell of a offseason. She was hooping over there in Athletes Unlimited. I think she was the most valuable player. She accumulated the most points. She really was hooping over there in Athletes Unlimited. And I know she was probably hoping that she would be coming back to Dallas to have a starting spot. Because when she started, when they were going through all their issues last year, she played really well until she ended up getting hurt. Dallas was just an injury-prone team last year. But we'll see. Maddie Siegrist still has a potential to start. She can start at the 4. I don't think she'll be starting over Dejanay. So the only spot available for her to compete for is that 4 spot with Maisha Hines-Allen. Alyssa Smith acquired in the trade from the Indiana Fever this offseason as well. She's on a guaranteed contract. I know she's been the butt of a lot of jokes recently, but she was a #2 overall pick. She still can contribute. Just didn't have the best year last season for whatever reason. All right, the other people on the roster, as we can see, I have all the players in orange as the players who just got drafted. So you have Ty Harris, who was acquired from Connecticut, J.J. Quinterly, who was drafted out of West Virginia, Mai Yamamoto, the Japanese player, Isaiah James out of NC State, Mackenzie Forbes, Kayla Charles, Madison Scott out of Ole Miss, who was just drafted, Micaiah Herbert Harrigan. I think she was a part of that trade. She was played with Phoenix last year, so she was a part of that trade that sent Sevgi Uzun and Kalani Brown over to Phoenix with Satu. Power forward, you have Joyner Holmes, recently played with Seattle, if I remember correctly. Luisa Gesselsolder, excuse me. German international, hasn't played in the W. She would be considered a rookie. She plays on the same team with Leila Lacan over in France, Basket Lawns. I have some highlights of her on the highlights channel as well. And Aronette Von Lay out of Baylor, the rookie. Looking at the rest of this team, they can have a max of 12 players. They currently have 7. So they need 5 more to fill the spot. As you can see, the spots where they're lacking right now: point guard, shooting guard, and center. So I know for a fact Ty Harris is making this roster. Ty Harris will be the backup point guard. She can play the 2 guard as well. So Ty Harris on my list. I don't know about J.J. Quinterly or Mai Yamamoto. I think the height might not play in their favor. The height of J.J. Quinterly. J.J. Quinterly is 5'8". Yamamoto is 5'4". So if we're being realistic, I don't think those 2 make the roster. And it's not that they're not good players, but the height is a major disadvantage. So I'm going Ty Harris at the point as the backup point. At the 2, where we have Isaiah James, Mackenzie Forbes, and Kayla Charles, I think Isaiah James will make the roster. So I'm going to put Isaiah James. Mackenzie Forbes, Kayla Charles, I'll have to come back to them. I'll have to see who's left out after I choose my people. At the forward spot, you got the rookie Madison Scott, or you got Kiki Herbert Harrigan. I think they'll go youth. So I think they'll go Madison Scott. I'm gonna go Madison Scott. Okay. So we got Madison Scott there. Um, and then at the center position, do they want to go Twin Towers again with another a big player out of Baylor? Kalani Brown, believe played at Baylor with Kim Mulkey, if I remember correctly, and Aronette Von Lay out of Baylor. Or do they go Louisa Gesser-Solder? Louisa can shoot the three as well. She's a stretch big. Louisa is 6'4". Aronette Von Lay is 6'3". So I'm going to say Louisa. I'm going to go with Louisa to make this roster as a backup. She's still overseas though. So that may play against her if she's not able to get over here in time to be a part of training camp. So take that pick with a grain of salt. But I think Louisa Gesser-Solder, excuse me, will make it, adding to the German contingent, replacing the German Satsu with the German Louisa. All right, so we got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we need one more player. Looking at the comments, Daniel says Ty Harris, Isaiah James, Madison Scott, Joyner Holmes, Louisa Gesser-Solder all make the roster. I like Joyner Holmes from what I've seen. She's a solid role player. I just think at that power forward position, there's players that they can swap in and out there. And I'm not sure what the new coach, because Dallas also has a new coach. I think his name is Tyler. Oh, sorry, Chris. Almost Tyler Coclanes. Chris Coclanes. Sorry if I'm butchering boy name, but they have a new coach. So I'm not sure what his philosophy is, but if I had to guess, I know Tierra McCowan always throughout the season she's not the most consistent player. So I'm gonna go wild card, and I'm gonna go Aronette Von Lay. Aronette Von Lay makes the roster. I'm not super certain on this one. I'm just going with a wild card here. I think with the Tierra McCowan situation, I think this will be a good year to see if Tierra McCowan is the future big of the Dallas Wings. Let me look at her contract. If we're looking at Tierra's contract, Tierra McCowan, she's an unrestricted free agent as everybody coming in 2026. So I think they would want to figure out who their next big woman is, if that's the decision or that's the way they want to play. So I'm going Aronette Von Lay. That's the only. I think that's the only way. Only place we differ, Daniel, is between Joyner Holmes and Aronette. I'm gonna just make sure I signify all our rookies. So in my prediction, I have 4 of the 5 rookies making the opening day roster. What are y'all's thoughts on this? So Paige Beckers has a backup in Ty Harris. Arike Agumbawale has a backup in Isaiah James. Dejanay Carrington has Madison Scott or Maddie Seegers, however they want to go. Maisha Hines-Allen has a backup in Nalissa Smith or Maddie Seegers, depending on where they place them. And then for their bigs, Tierra McCowan has 2 backups in Louisa Gesser-Solder and Aronette Von Lay. So I think that's solid enough coverage on all fronts there. I think that's solid enough coverage for everybody.